Hi, Melinda. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. How is your week going?
Good.
Yeah. What would you like to discuss this week?
Well, this past weekend, my husband and I went to his brother's house, and we're having a little cookout. And after we're done eating, we're out at the fire ring, and then he just like to his wife just says, "Kim, coat," and I'm like, "Whoa." Well, I'll back up. When we were in the barn, he was like that also. It was all like commands, get this, go do this. There was never like, he's been with her for 40 some years. It's like, hey, Kim, could you please get me this? No, it's like, silverware, Kim, and it really bothered me. I didn't really say, obviously I didn't say anything to them, but I had a hard time looking at him because I just didn't appreciate how he talked to her. I had an issue with that. I'm not really sure if anybody else noticed it, but I did. So, I don't know.
I'm getting from this that it was upsetting to see him talk to her that way. Did you say anything to her about it, or
No, I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't know if she was. Sometimes her face, she looked like she was kind of embarrassed because it was around her daughter, her son-in-law, family members, and she had to be a little embarrassed by it. But I guess I really didn't notice that he talked to her exactly like that. He's kind of snapped at her before. I didn't like how he would she would say something and he would the way he talked to her was more of yelling at her like she was the child. So, I don't know. I just didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to embarrass her. Or maybe I thought she was going to be embarrassed by it. But, I let that go, and then we're on our way home, my husband and I, and he brings up about, I want to apologize. And I said, well, for what? And he's like, apologize if I've ever talked to you like that. How my brother talked to his wife, because it really bothered him also. Well, I did tell him, I said, well, you have a long time ago. You don't really talk to me like that anymore, but I do appreciate the apology. I do appreciate that. But that's all he kept saying on the way home because it really, really bothered him. And I told him it really bothered me also because I'm thinking, you're married. He doesn't own her like that. They're supposed to be married. You ask each other. You don't just command things. So that was kind of hard.
I'm getting that this situation is upsetting for you and your husband.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see you voice your feeling with your husband and telling him that he used to talk to you that way. You appreciate his apology. Is there a way that we could help the situation, or was it a way that you guys were looking at it? Could you look at it differently?
Well, we talked about it because then my husband's like, well, I really want to talk to my brother, and because it really bothered him. But then I told him, I said, but that might cause a fight between you two, which really, if you're going to talk to his brother, maybe you should discuss it with his wife first, because I don't know, maybe he might yell at her because why are you telling people, he might think that she's saying stuff to us like, I hate the way he talks to me and all that, and that's not how it was. She never said anything. It's just what we noticed. So he hasn't talked to him yet because I don't know, maybe he is kind of nervous that it might cause an argument. I don't know. So we kind of let it go right now, but it's still back in our mind how he talked to her, that it did bother us, both of us.
I see what you're saying. I too am concerned if your husband would approach that situation, if his brother would feel that he's stepping or overstepping his boundaries, or getting into a subject and trying to interfere with their home life, and he may take out his frustration on your husband as well. maybe a situation of you talking to his wife would be helpful for her if she was seeming as to it was bothering her. Maybe she needs somebody also to talk with and get it off of her chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't think I still think I'm gonna talk to my husband about it, because like we go out to eat on Thursdays, and when we sit there, just kind of the way he snaps. And his other brother kind of does that to his wife also, but not as bad as what he does. So I guess maybe my husband and I need to still sit back and see how, if we even want to approach it, just let it go, or really sometimes I think it's really not any of our business, because I guess Kim should be the one to speak up and say, hey, you can't talk to me like that. But so that's what I'm saying. Maybe, I don't know. I'm so undecided on it. I really am. I don't know what to do.
No, I see this as an issue that is bothering you, and with it being your family members, it's close to home. I don't freaking know where to pause that.